in high definition. From Florida's top-rated television station, this is News Channel 5 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shannon Cake right here in the News Channel 5 studios.
And I'm Tim Malloy, live in Singer Island, where a surging ocean is encroaching on and threatening to destroy houses and structures old and new, big and small. For most of us, the last 3 days has basically been an inconvenience. 3 days of wind and rain, nothing much more than that. For some people literally living on the edge along the beach, they've been flirting with disaster.
If there's one structure truly teetering on the edge of oblivion tonight, it is the Contado on Singer Island, a 50s-era condo perched on a dune. The owner, with the foremost apartment, is bracing for the worst.
Do you think this could fall into the ocean?
Yes. If we did not have the seawall right now, the erosion is 50 feet back into the building. If you follow the line of erosion along the beach.
A neighbor has the same concerns.
It's nerve-wracking. I mean, I've got my parents in Michigan saying, come here, we don't want you sleeping there, we don't want you staying there. I've got friends that don't want me to stay here.
To the south in Lantana, the encroaching surf is chewing away at the foundations of the Imperial House.
I have concern. I mean, I don't think the building's going to fall down.
I came down to see how bad it really is, and it really is bad.
Did a little research. There are 825 miles of beach in the state of Florida, very big state. 387 miles of those beaches are considered in critical erosion difficulty. That's the way the state defines it. Even if you don't live on the beach, and most people should know this by now, if the federal government doesn't pay for this restoration and for protection of these homes in this beach, you ultimately as a taxpayer will. What's interesting here at the Contado building where I am and north, it is a protected beach because of sea turtles. So, for now anyway, big, large rocks which would stem the tide to some degree have not been allowed to be brought in. So that is a sensitive environmental issue. This is contributing to this, a lot of other factors as well. Once Noel clears the Abacos, there will be no longer a barrier, and the waves, in fact, could get bigger. Joining me now is Bjorn Iverson, who's become a friend of the beaches in our area. You're really an expert on erosion because you want something done. In simple terms, with regard to mankind, what has gone wrong here?
If you just take a look right here where we stand right now, there's a seawall, and seawalls, inlets, and similar type of structures, man-made structures, disturb the balance of a normal beach environment. It's always a little bit of an erosion on the beach, but here it's permanent.
Well, let me ask a dumb question. And what's the alternative? We need these things, or do we?
We do it for sure in some areas, but the good news is we have technology that will allow us to restore beaches the way they used to be, using nature's own forces, and we don't pump sand doing it. But there are devices that can be installed to allow us to do that.
Yet in development. Let's go to some shots from Google Earth. These are satellite photos that you pointed out to me that show just how much our beaches have shrunk.
If you look at the image from St. Lucie in Stewart, you will see that over the years since 1920, it's gone 600 feet from the line north of Sewell's Point to the south of the inlet. If we don't do anything with that beach and it's a natural park, what's going to happen? That island will disappear, and it's on its way out. And that's going to happen to many, many other places unless we do something to stop it.
This is all about money. It's all about federal government help as well, I'm sure.
It has to do with money, but I think it has to do with acceptance of technology. And right now we have embarked on dredging and similar type of technologies that are not stable enough to hold. So that's why it goes again.
Bjorn Iverson, thank you very much. Just burn a pen over here. This is the one building most likely, probably won't happen, to slide at least partially into the ocean. This is Contado. They say that this instability of the sand goes back 50 feet underneath this building. The people who live here just standing off camera here, crossing their fingers. They've spent another worrisome night. They figure they're going to get through 3 more high tides. That's into tomorrow. Shannon, back to you. I'll see you in a little while.
All right, Tim, we'll get back to you in just a little bit.